Washington, D.C. is home to a sizable number of African immigrants. In recognition of that segment of the city's population, the mayor's office has an Office of African Affairs that promotes the welfare of African immigrants. Joining us now is Ngozi Nmezi, the director of the Office of African Affairs in the Washington, D.C. mayor's office. Miss Nmezi?
Miss Nmezi.
Nmezi, welcome to In Focus.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and just if we may just we'll go back on that a little bit. First, tell us how the idea of having an office that really targets African immigrants in Washington, D.C. came up.
Sure, I can give you a little bit about the history of the office. Yeah. So the actual legislation was introduced for the office on March 23rd of 2006 by a bill that was introduced through council. It was actually pushed through, and the office was erected in 2007, and that's when it actually began functioning, earlier 2007. And there was a need. There was a need from the people on the ground, the African communities that actually pushed for the office to be open, for Africans to actually be served by the district government services that are available to them. So there was a void that was identified and gaps in terms of access of service for the African communities that reside here in the district. So there was a push by community members to actually have a space where African communities, the diverse African communities of DC, could come and receive information and resources and services that could in turn improve their quality of life and support their community development.
Yes, and we know that Africa is not complete without some excitement. For the last 2 years, you've held a festival, a cultural kind of a festival that focuses or brings together Africans who live in this area. Tell us about this year. What is the plan?
This year is the third annual DC Africa Festival, so we are so excited to continue this burgeoning tradition of showcasing the diverse African communities here in the District of Columbia. And the theme of this year's festival is One City, showcasing Africa's history, culture, heritage, and interconnectedness. And it really just supports Mayor Vincent Gray's vision of one city where all of the diverse communities of the district can come together and thrive and grow together. And it also in turn supports the OAA's multicultural awareness and development program, which aims to continuously connect all people of African descent and also showcase the rich multiculturalism of the African community and how it contributes to the cultural fabric of the District of Columbia.
So specifically, what are you going to have on the plate this coming Saturday, July 21st?
Yes, so July 21st, this Saturday from 12 to 6 at the Banneker Community Center in the upper softball field on a corner of Euclid Street and Georgia Avenue. And I think the more appropriate question is, what won't we have? I think this year we really kind of brought on new activities around the Wellness Pavilion, which really encourages community members and attendees to get on their feet and move for health and fitness. In that particular pavilion, we'll also have African recipes and different African routines that they can learn to actually keep them in shape and promote wellness and fitness. We also have an Africa Culture Hut, which is another new addition, where we'll actually be highlighting the connectedness of all people of African descent and really displaying different components of African culture. So it's more of an educational component piece for attendees. We'll have.
So we know that there are kids, for example, grow up here of African descent. Do you find that they benefit a lot from this kind of festival, but also along with non-Africans in the sense of appreciation of what Africans are?
Children definitely benefit from the festival. The central component is an educational piece. So everyone that's attending will definitely benefit in an educational component. But in the Children's Village, we also have educational pieces that they can actually come on and learn about different Black activists or African leaders. So we're actually always kind of doing an educational component to the festival, and that extends to the wider community as well.
Well, thank you very much. We hope that everybody will show up and have a good time.
Absolutely, and visit our website, OAA, festival.weebly.com for more information.
Great. Thank you very much, Ms. Nmezi. Ngozi Nmezi is the director of the Office of African Affairs at the Washington, D.C. Mayor's Office.